Okay, so what we're going to do is convert a decimal to a fraction. So let's get a decimal here. Let's get 0.15. So what this is 0. Decimal means and then we have tenths and the hundredths. So the 5 is in the hundredths, so we call this 15 hundredths. So if you say it 15 hundredths, you can hear 15 and then hundredths. So it's 15 over 100. The problem with 15 hundredths is that we need to reduce it. So if you have 15 over 100, what we need to do is we need to reduce it further. So to reduce it, we look at it as 15 over 100. We could divide the numerator and denominator each by 5. So if we do that, we have 3, and 100 divided by 5 is 20, so 3/20. So let's look at another one. If I have 0.22, so 0.22, what 0.22 is 0 and 22 hundredths. So if you hear 22 hundredths, it's 22 over 100. Well, 22 hundredths, I look at it and I see that they're both even numbers. If they're both even numbers, what I can do then is to divide the numerator and denominator by 2, and if I do that, I have 11 over 50. So 11 over 50. That didn't come out. There we go, 11 over 50. Another one is, let's say we have 0.05. So this is 0, and I have 5 in the hundredths, so it's 5 hundredths. So 5 hundredths. But 5 hundredths, we know we could reduce by 5. So I could divide the numerator and denominator both by 5. And if I do that, I have 1 over 20. So 1/20 is the answer. A couple more. So let's say I have 0.1. 0.1 is 0 and 1. The 1 is in the tenths, so it's 1/10. So that one's pretty easy. 0.1 is 1/10. Let's say I have 0.20. Okay, so you should know that in a decimal, 0 we actually don't need. However, if you didn't realize that, you could say 0 and this is 20 over 100. 20 over 100, if we reduce it by 10, which I could just cross off the zeros, I have 2/10. Well, 2/10, I could divide the numerator and denominator each by 2, and I get 1 over 5, or 1/5. A quicker way to do this one, though, is if you have 0.20, which is 20 hundredths, we don't need that 0, so it's 2/10. So 2/10 is quickly reduced because you divide it by 2 to, again, 1/5. Okay, one last one. Let's say I have 3.15. So 3.15 is 3, because I have 3 in the as a whole number. 3 and 15 hundredths. So we write 3 and 15 hundredths as this. 3 and 15 over 100. So it's a mixed number. 15 over 100 we can reduce by 5. So divide the numerator and denominator by 5. Again, I get 3/20. So the right answer is 3 and 3 over 20.